Phil Stacey is joining us now. How are you? Lon Helton.
Sir. It's good to see
You're one of
you.
the few guys here I don't think I've ever met before. Sit down, let's chat a little bit.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to see you. We are backstage at the ACMs, and we're chatting with all kinds of folks here that doing these radio remotes, and this is kind of a first for you, right?
Absolutely.
And what do you think of all this mayhem?
You know, deep down in my heart of hearts, I'm just a big country music fan. So I'm pretty starstruck right now, to be honest with you. This whole experience, you know, and I'm walking around, and I'm trying not to like look around or make eye contact with any of these people, but what are you going to do?
Now, I was watching you walk around because I was curious about something, and your current single was co-written by Gary LaVox of Rascal Flatts, and of course the guys have been running around here. Had you met him before?
No, I haven't met Gary yet.
So you still haven't?
I've gotten to see Jay DeMarca several times, and I've met Joe Don. I've never met Gary, who, in my opinion, is one of the greatest voices out there.
Oh, no question.
And congratulations to the Rascal Flatts on being nominated for Entertainer of the Year. And I am, by golly, I am going to be that fan though that goes up to him and asks him for an autograph and all that silly stuff.
I can't believe that all this went on and you didn't track down Gary. Are they still here?
Oh, I'm tracking him down. I'm stalking the guys. Yeah, they're outside by now.
Oh, they went out?
Yeah, they're just
probably
right
rehearsing some.
Yeah, exactly.
They're at the tables or something.
Exactly.
Oh man, oh man. I was trying to figure out if we can. Somebody should go see if they can find Gary. Maybe we could
set up an introduction.
Set up the introduction right here.
I did that earlier with Brian White. Brian White also, to me, just unbelievable talent. And I saw him, and I'm like, what's Brian White doing here? You know, it's really cool to find out he's got new stuff coming out, and I'm a huge fan of Brian White. So I was talking to the radio station. They were like, "Oh, really? Well, come on!" And they took me over to Brian White, and I was like, "Hello, sir. How are you? Will you sign my head?" And now I've got it on the back of my head. I'm going to get it tattooed on the back of my head. No.
I love to see guys this enthusiastic about what they're doing. You seem like you're having a ball. I know you're out there working really hard too. First single and coming off the American Idol whole experience, and that. We're getting a whole little fraternity here, if you will, between Kelly Pickler and Carrie Underwood and Josh Grayson and yourself
Bucky.
And Bucky, of course, Bucky Cummington.
You know, I'm honored to have come from American Idol. I'm not going to jump the gun and call myself one of those guys yet. They've all been really successful. They've done really great, and time will tell. But I'm honored to be there here with them too. I'm a big Carrie Underwood. My daughter, Chloe, she's 4 years old, and she sings All American Girl perpetually. She just keeps singing All American Girl, but so of course it's good to see them too.
I know 4 is young, but they could still, I'm sure, get into the TV stuff. What did she think about you being on Idol?
She thought the whole thing was funny. You know, she loved Simon Cowell. She got a pet, a stuffed animal cow, and she named it Simon Cow, which was just, to me, it was really cute. I actually ended up telling him about it, and he's like, "Wow. What, do I look like a cow to you?" I'm like, yes. Yes, you do.
It just sounded like one most of the time.
Exactly.
So this is your first ACMs. You looking forward to the show?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just unbelievably looking forward to it. Looking forward to all the performances. Of course, Garth Brooks, I guess, is going to be performing in medley. I've never seen Garth perform live.
Is that right?
Yes.
No, you're in for a treat. Yeah, the ACMs always have some.
Am I embarrassing myself?
No.
I'm just a big fan.
No, it's actually so refreshing to find a guy who's like excited about all this. And speaking of excitement, what was it like for you doing the Grand Ole Opry?
Oh man, that was such an experience. It was everything I ever dreamed it would be, you know. And of course, I've been very familiar with the history. I'm a big Roy Acuff fan. I'm a big absolutely Bill Monroe. These are the guys I grew up listening to, and of course there's rich history with those guys at the Grand Ole Opry. My grandmother, Myrtle Horn, who's been listening to the Grand Ole Opry since the 1930s, drove in from Richmond, Kentucky to watch me make my Grand Ole Opry debut, and it was so special, man. It was just so
fabulous
special.
Is that?
And she's not one to like go for entertainment. I don't think she's ever been to the movies. The only thing she's ever watched on television is the Kentucky Wildcats and the local news. That's it. And so for her to come out was a big deal, and I had a lot of family there. I had fans drive in from Jacksonville, Florida, and it was just a special occasion. You know, Vince Gill was there, Charlie Daniels was there. It was just really cool.
And her grandson was on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. Good stuff.
Cool.
Hey, have fun at the ACMs.
I shall.
Relax. It might be the first time you had to, or the last time you had to actually sit in the audience and enjoy the show. You should be working from now on. Keep that enthusiasm.
Here's to that, brother.
Good to see you.
Cool.
Thanks, Phil.
Good to see you, man.
Phil Stacey.